Hello, Giants fans. Welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants beat the Dodgers 8-3 today, so a pretty big win. As it turned out, they took it by 5 runs, and Robbie Ray made his first appearance for the Giants after coming back from the injured list, and actually pitched pretty well against a team that, as we know, is completely lights out. Just allowing 1 run on 5 innings. Didn't go very deep into the game, but I think that's just what we got to expect because it's his first time back. And just being able to work so well on the mound against the Dodgers, it really is something promising about Ray, what we saw from him today. The Giants managed to put up 8 runs total, so their bats just got really hot, and it included a home run by Matt Chapman. And it after the first 2 losses to the Dodgers, I think we were just really tempted to feel like this series is over, like there's just no way to stand up to the Dodgers, but it wasn't. That there was a game today, and there is another one tomorrow. The Giants still have a very realistic shot in sight of trying to tie this series, to split it. And that is the thing that this year for the Giants, when things have gone badly, you always know it's going to turn around. I mean, the opposite was true as well, but for sure, this is one of the reasons why you just can't give up on them, even when, say, they're having just a bad start against the Dodgers, which is how this series started. But now they have an opportunity to go for the split. Now, I don't know how many of you saw my post just asking for an opinion on what the Giants' stance should be at the trade deadline. Just that whatever it is, it'll be, we'll talk about it. And I mean, we only got one, but it's like a really good one. And I mean, I'll tell you, it just drives the point home. So the comment I got says essentially, I think they should sell. For one thing, Blake Snell is looking good. He turned it around. And also, you point out that they got so many young, promising players. Why wouldn't they invest right now? And in past years, they've just done a small buy or sell at the trade deadline. Man, how true is that? And yet, all it's done is just they've just stood in place, no progress. That's just some real true stuff right there. And it really sums up everything almost. So thank you for that one. And the Giants have, that's very characteristic of what they did in recent years. Now, I do want to, probably should start with the first point you made. Blake Snell is looking like he's improving. That is for sure true, which, none of us wanted the relapse that he had as far as poor command, giving up runs, but the fact that he is just turning into a good starter for the Giants is, if he can stay healthy, obviously, it's really, gonna play out for them. Why did they sign him? I hope they signed him because they were trying to win a championship like now, which is why they needed to be aggressive in the offseason in the first place and getting this one done. What's the point? Like you see that? Should be for right now. And it was a short-term deal. They do have a lot of promising young players. Like, I don't see how it's like hindering their development to try to push for stuff. And yeah, some of this, they need to make trades. I'm not denying that, but I mean, building up a surplus of prospects, you got to keep an open mind on what you're going to do with all that. And just the fact that I just think this is the biggest one. What they have done in recent years, a small buy or a small sell, it's, this inactivity, do nothing thing at the trade deadline, which was supposed to represent what it was supposed to represent, and this is and it should sound really weird and should get a reaction from everybody who hears it, was to balance building for the future and contending. That was supposed to be the purpose behind doing nothing at the trade deadline, that being their stance over the past few years. And it doesn't do it. Sure, it would have looked dumb. A fire sale in 2022 or 2023 would have looked really dumb. But it sure would have looked smarter. Can't deny it would have looked way smarter than what they actually did. Which was just, you don't do anything. I'm serious. A fire sale. Big selling day. Trade your good players away. Would have looked smarter. Because they would be preparing for the future, even if it's some indefinite future where it's called the future and you remember that it was every few years back, and that if that's the way we're going, it's just, this is never going to end. But why wouldn't they invest now? That's a good question. It really is time to. And their stance at the deadline has been, just under the disguise of preparing for the future. Instead of representing reality, all that means is keeping the team in this weird state of equilibrium. So, if anybody wants to discuss that any further, I'm happy to. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.